To unpack this, I'm joined by Bolu Michael-Biyi, a foreign policy analyst in Eswatini. Thank you so much, Bolu, for joining us at this time. So, Bolu, what does Trump's withdrawal of Canada's invitation signal about the current state of U.S.-Canada relations, traditionally seen as one of the closest alliances, especially in global politics?
All right, you see, Canada and the U.S., they have a very strong relationship. I mean, it's been like that for years. So Dashin, imagine you and your friend of 20 years, you've always been together, you've had each other's back. Then one day, your friend starts a new club and uninvites you because you didn't clap well enough at the announcement ceremony. That's basically what's happening right now between the U.S. and Canada. And it's quite unfortunate because the relationship between the two countries has been rock solid. They have the longest undefended border. They have massive trade partnership, shared intelligence through NATO allies and the Five Eyes. But this move signals that personal grievances, are now trumping institutional relationships, because Trump's withdrawal of the invitation, from Carney, rather, Mark Carney. I think it's because of his Davos speech, his wonderful speech in Davos. I think it's kind of a punishment, So it's not about the policy difference. It's not about the difference in their values. To me, I feel it's about bruised ego and loyalty testing. And when leaders, they start to treat historical alliances like a rewards program, they begin to lose points, and I think it's a red flag. It's quite unfortunate that this is happening again between U.S. and Canada since Trump became president. It's been back and forth between U.S. and Canada. It's never been this way, and it's not a good sight at all when it comes to when we.
I would agree with you on that, because they seem like siblings, if you ask me. But then I would also love to hear your thoughts on, the Board of Peace. What do you think? Do you think that the Board of Peace is a genuine attempt at conflict resolution, or an effort to sidestep the possibly weaken existing multilateral institutions like the United Nations?
All right, I see it as, a board that is being positioned as a UN alternative rather than a UN, complement. Because if you look at it, the framework of the United Nations has been there for over 80 years. When you talk about issues of international law, the infrastructure, and the legitimacy behind the United Nations is really strong. So considering the $1 billion membership fee, it's it's a massive tale. The UN operates based on assessment of the contributions of various countries' wealth. But Trump positioning himself as the chairman for life is not compatible with genuine multilateralism. That's not how diplomacy works. That's not how multilateralism works. Resolution requires a passive neutrality, and him positioning himself that way doesn't seek down neutrality at all.
But how significant is, Canada's refusal to pay the proposed $1 billion membership fee? Do you think it also reveals deeper disagreements about the board's legitimacy and intent?
Well, you see, Canada is going through a lot right now in terms of immigration, trying to position itself or regain the confidence when it comes to trade relationship. They rather use that $1 billion for something else, to social welfare, education, or health system within the country. Their Canada's priority right now is not a board of peace. The entire budget of Canada for UN peacekeeping is around $350 million annually. So the membership is costing nearly 3 times that of what they usually spend. So putting that in an untested body that does not have a clear mandate or strong legitimacy, it's not wise, in my opinion. And I think McCartney has done the right thing by declining to put such amount of money into Trump's board. Had he made that decision to be a part of it and pay that money, he's going to face a lot of backlash. He's not going to score any political points back home. His tail is going to be on fire. So I think it's a good decision on him. It's in line with Canada's principle of multilateralism.
All right. Now, aside Canada, why have major global powers, I'm talking about China, Russia, France, and even the UK, Why have they so far declined to commit? What does that mean for the board's credibility on the world stage?
If you look at the relationship between China, Russia, and the United States, I mean, there's a pattern. They're always more or less like opposite of each other. I would have been a major surprise to have them become a part of a board that Trump will be their head. They're not going to legitimize a U.S.-led structure where they will be junior partners, and they as well. They've tried to build alternative power blocks like the BRICS, the Shanghai Cooperation, and they wouldn't sit in a boardroom where Trump is dictating to them, And the France and UK, they're allies with the United States traditionally, and they're also UN Security Council members. So it wouldn't make sense for them to leave their permanent Security Council seat for a board membership that does not have a clear authority. So it's just consistent with their own foreign policy and a way for them to continue to maintain their influence in establishing institutions against taking a smaller role in an organization that has not been tried or tested.
So, but does Trump's position, as chairman for life, also weigh in on the reason why they have actually refused to join in or even commit? Because I'm sure there would be concerns about governance and even accountability and how it will affect, international willingness to engage with the board as well.
Yeah, it's chairman for life. It sounds very like a dictatorship to me, and Trump is an old man. I don't know how long he's gonna.
All right, we seem to have lost Bolu.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you now. Please go ahead. We lost you there for a second.
Yes. Okay, so leaders that actually value rule of law and multilateralism and the values of democracy would never really want to sit in one place for life. It seems to me like a retirement plan for him post-presidency. So, the accountability is very important, especially when it comes to issues relating to peace. And domestic policies may be toxic, especially in democracies like the United States. However, positioning oneself as the chairman for life, it makes the international scene toxic as well. So toxicity at home and toxicity abroad it just cause chaos all over the world. It's not a good idea, in my opinion.
All right, well, just before we let you go, do you think that the EU's cautious openness, to working with the Board of Peace in Gaza coexists with its stated doubts about the board's charter and also its scope?
Well, it's the typical, EU's position it's very common. It's just typical classic EU edging, in my opinion. That's how they do. They try to play safe as much as possible. So they're trying to maintain principled distance while trying to be pragmatic with their options. So they're basically buying time. They want to see if this thing that Trump is putting together, whether it has legs and arms, and so if the board fizzles out, they'll never feel embarrassed because they were never fully committed. And if it works out, it's a plus to them as well because they were at the table. So it's just EU trying to manage risk, and that's how they play, especially when they failed. In my opinion, as regards issues like Gaza, so they would accept anything that could be an alternative approach that may work out. If they played a workable, an active, and effective role in Gaza, maybe they would easily turn it down. But since they didn't really do that, if there's an option, try it out, and I think doing as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bolu Michael-Biyi, foreign policy analyst, for joining us and also speaking on this. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.